Okay, let's go. I am in my other office right now. So I want to go live, answer this question that I received an email. So you all come in the room, say hello, right? Hit like and hit share. And the question is, if I cannot pay my credit card balance, right? Yes, Brandon, you are first. You're always first. Hello, Brandon. I hope the sound is okay. I'm in my other office location. Hello, Brandon, from Raleigh, North Carolina. Let me adjust this as you all come in. So the question is, if I cannot pay my credit card balance, right? 30-day late, 60-day late, it goes into maybe late payments and it's dropping my credit scores. What are some options that I have? Thank you, Brandon. He says the sound is good because I am in a different location, right? What are some options? Well, you have good day to you all. Let me highlight as you all say hello. You have three options, right? You have three options, three choices, three things you can do. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, my phone is juggling. Number one, you can allow it to go in charge off status, right? You can allow the credit card to go into charge off status. Number two, you can file it under bankruptcy or credit cards. Might be one, more than one credit card, right? Two, you can file it in bankruptcy, right? You can file it in bankruptcy. Or three, it may be sold to a debt collector, right? It may be collection debt that's sold to a debt collector. Now, out of the three, this is my professional opinion of which is the best or what's the better option. All right, let's start with bankruptcy. Number one, if you allow the credit card or cards to go into bankruptcy, right? If it's chapter 7 or even 13, under chapter 7, it will remain on your credit report for up to 7 years, right? If you don't know how to dispute it and get it deleted. So it can remain on your credit report for up to 7 years, right? That's number one. Um, and I do not like the bankruptcy option when it just comes to credit card debt or department store debt. And this is why, because what happens is a lot of people want, now you can get approved for a home even with the bankruptcy on your credit report, right? Some people still have high credit scores with the bankruptcy. But the number one reason why I dislike a bankruptcy, just as it relates to charge cards and department store cards, is because maybe year 3 or year 4, you decide that I want to create a business, right? We are going through a great reset, recession. A lot of people say it's going to be a depression, right? 2021 will have depression of the 1930s like qualities. And you may decide for whatever reason, maybe you're furloughed, you become unemployment, that you want to create a business in it, right? Uh, I've shared videos where billionaires have become richer during this 2020, during the health pandemic, right? They become from billionaires to trillionaires, right? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, et cetera, et cetera. So you may decide, okay, this is the time for me. This is a sign for me to start my business. And you want to start a business. Well, bankruptcy is an automatic denied or a denial to get business unsecured credit cards, right? So let's put an X. Let's eliminate bankruptcy, right? For being qualified for business credit. So second option, should you just let the account go into charge off status or see if the account do nothing, be dormant? If you don't file a bankruptcy, see if it'll be charged or sold to a debt collector. Now, the two positives about those two is let's say it goes to for example, goes to is sold to debt collection, right? The positive about that, yes, it will be showing on your credit report as a collection account or unpaid debt. But however, the debt collector might try to collect the full balance amount owed, or they may negotiate with you under whatever circumstances to pay partial or a third of what's owed, right? So if it goes into debt collection, you can pay or maybe negotiate, right, to pay less than what you charge legally. Now, if it does go to debt collection, these two things can occur. Number one, you'll have a negative mark from the original creditor and express, right? You can have um, original or negative derogatory remarks from them, stating that the account was late, right? Stating that the account was late, and you'll have a new collection report on your credit report. So now you have two marks for maybe one account, right? The third option is allowing it to just go into charge off. Charge off is non-payment of an account after 6 months. Now, oftentimes you may or may not have a choice in the matter, right? You can't determine whether your creditor will sell the debt to a debt collector and just take the tax write-off for them as a loss once the debt is sold, or if they allow it to go into charge-off status and again take the tax write-off for them for the amount you did not pay. Now, if it goes into charge-offs, right, the good thing about options 2 and 3 is that charge-offs and debt collectors can be disputed, right? Those negative remarks can get disputed. Thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you so much. So those can get removed easier, right, from your credit report versus if you allow it or you discharge it in bankruptcy, right? If it's a charge-off not sold to a debt collector, 6 months reporting, non-payment, two things the original creditor may do. Number one, they may call and negotiate with you, right, to pay again less than what you charge on the account. Maybe a third, maybe half, right? So you can save up to thousands depending on how high that the balance of the account was. Now, you can pay less and it keep a negative report on your credit report, a negative derogatory accounting, right? But you still can pay less. You can negotiate. Number two, if it's a charge off, they'll just write their whole balance off, right? They'll write it off as a loss. They'll send you what is called a 1099-C in the mail, right? A 1099-C in the mail, and they won't try to negotiate with you at all to pay a portion of the account, right? They'll just write it off and send you a 1099-C informing you that the unpaid balance is now supposed to be your income, right? And you pay taxes on it while the business or the bank save taxes on it. Now, if you get that choice or that option, that's the better out of the three because if you have a professional tax preparer, right, they can take that 1099-C, they can take this 1099-C, and if you're eligible, it does not have to report as income to you for your taxes, right? So if it does not report as income, it does not put you at a higher income level, which in turn does not put you at a higher tax bracket, right? So let's say, for example, you earn $50,000 a year. You had American Express, Discover, Bank of America, um, some type of Visa or MasterCard. You was not able to pay the balance back. And let's say you accumulated maybe $9,000 or $10,000 worth of debt on that card that you did not repay. Well, now that puts you, if it's a $10,000 debt, it takes your income to $60,000. So now you're taxed as a $60,000 income earner, right? Versus a $50,000. And again, that puts you in a much higher tax bracket and you pay taxes on it, although you don't have to pay the thousands of dollars of the debt that was discharged. Um, this is better because all it takes is a good tax preparer to not make that income taxable legally, and a good credit specialist to help you get that charge off deleted from your credit report, right? That way you don't have to worry or concern yourself um, with having two negatives reporting on your credit report, one from the original creditor, and then another negative maybe reporting from the debt collector, right? That purchased the debt from you. And so if the bank or whoever the credit card was issued through, just say, look, you're not going to repay. We're going to report this on your credit report as a charge off. We're going to send you a 1099-C. That's the better situation, right? The second best, if it's sold to a debt collector or they want to negotiate with you a third or half of what you owe, right? And then you can just get those negative deleted off your credit report. The worst out of the three to me is putting credit card debt or department store charge cards debt in a bankruptcy. Unless you have any other assets or things to put in a bankruptcy, right? Then that's not an option. A lot of people sometimes want to put a vehicle in a bankruptcy. That's not bad because what happens is whatever the the current blue book value for that vehicle is, and whatever the national average interest rate, that bankruptcy, no matter how bad your credit is, will recontract, right? Recontract the loan or the finance on that vehicle to whatever the average national rate is for used vehicle and whatever the blue book value is. However, a lot of people put vehicles in a bankruptcy, right? And then after the bankruptcy has been dismissed or paid in full, the vehicle is no longer maintenance or working, right? And so, unless you have some true assets that you're trying to protect, right, in a bankruptcy, it's definitely not worth it to put, in my professional opinion, any credit card or charge card debt in there. Cortez says, working to pay my credit cards down, also working on my credit. Good news. Um, Paying your credit cards down will increase your utilization or your credit score. So decreasing your utilization or decreasing the balance on your credit cards definitely will build up your credit score, right? So paying those balances down will build up your credit score. Um, and it's kind of a tight situation because a lot of times people pay down their credit card debt, and I hated that that's money that they could have been using to grow their income by investing, right? So get those debt paid down. I always use my credit cards for assets, so I'm never much in a rush to pay the debt down because I made good purchases with them. So when people make purchases with their credit cards to purchase liabilities, then they're always in a rush to pay down the debt because the is whatever they purchase is depreciating in the value, right? And so, but like for this, just an example, if you use the credit card, right, to purchase gold and or silver, of course you don't want to pay the interest rates on that, right? But you do know that the physical thing that I have that I purchased with this credit card is increasing in value, appreciating value versus depreciating or lowering in value. And so a lot of times people want to rush and pay down credit card debt because the thing that they put on the credit card or the items that they purchase with it were liabilities anyway. It's nothing that's appreciating value. It wasn't even worth to make the purchase. Now, we do have some people who are in situations where they're using credit cards to pay rent and to make groceries and et cetera and et cetera. And those are just survival skills for what they need to get through right now because maybe they're furloughed or they're in between jobs. Their job is getting fired, they're fired from their job, or they're in the lapse of unemployment. And when you're using credit cards for survival, then that's totally understandable. But using them to take shopping sprees, vacations, buy big screen televisions, right, buy electronics, et cetera, that makes no sense, right? Even department store cards, that's not the best use for credit cards. Edgar says, should I use my stimulus to pay out credit cards and then build access or just save it for hard times? I don't know your situation. I don't know if you have a job that's going to be pretty much reliable for this year going into 2021. There are some jobs that will be more reliable than others. So I don't know the reliability of your job to give you that answer. I don't know the future of your income, right? I don't even know the balance of your credit cards, or I don't know the amount of your stimulus, right? Some people may have dependents and they may have $1,200 stimulus coming in, or maybe $1,800. So all of that goes with credit consultation. So I can't tell you yes or no when I don't know your overall situation as relates to that. Um, Lisa said, I started working on my credit 2 years ago, paid off three last year, half the last two I'm working on. Wow, you called them on a Sunday, Lisa? Called both on the Sunday or yesterday to see if they can reduce your APR. Both said no, but keep raising my credit limit. Actually, them continue to raise your credit limit is not a bad thing. That will lower your debt ratio reporting on your credit score, and it will also put your utilization um, lower, which is good because it's more like your credit cards are not maxed out. So don't continue to put anything more on your credit cards, right? Um, Stop making purchases, but do not voluntarily close your credit cards ever, because that will close your credit score. So the fact that they did increase your utilization on that does help some. Now, as far as your APR, make sure also that you pay your credit cards on the statement date and not the balance date. You want to pay them on the statement due date and not the balance due date. So you can go to Credit Karma and see when your statement date is, or you can call your creditors again and ask them what is your statement date. Another thing that might assist you or help you is you can also call them and move your due date to the 28th of the month, right? Or whatever works for you. Some people like it the first because if you're not responsible for your money, you want to go ahead and make that due on the first, so you can ensure that you pay it. But sometimes the 28th, giving that due date on the 28th, helps people from getting late and having late payments. So Lisa said she made two payments a month every time. Okay, that's a good deal. Right. So the APR won't matter as much um, when you're paying that balance down. Right. And if you're paying it biweekly, it cuts into the cycle of allowing that interest to occur every 30 days anyway. So now the interest is just occurring every 14 days or every biweekly or every 2 weeks. And so that cuts into the interest rotation cycle or the full 30 or 31 days, however many days, or 28 days in a month that the interest is occurring as well. So paying it bi-weekly helps. Another thing that will help you all, give you some drop some credit secrets on this live stream as well, is that the best times is 2 times of the year, 2 seasons, 2 times of the year. That is always best to apply for new credit, right? One is in the month of September, right? It's in the month of September, and that's right before the holidays. In the month of September, right before the holidays. And the second best time to apply for new credit is February, right? Right before tax season, right? They expect people to shop during the holidays, so it's easier to get approved during those times, or in February when you're getting your tax return. If you're trying to apply for new credit or new credit cards, um, being that you have a good credit profile. Now, it's never a good time to apply if you have negatives and report on your credit report, or if you have bad credit, right? But if you have good credit and you're applying for some of the better credit card offers or a vehicle. And what I mean by good credit is you don't have any negatives report on your credit report within the last 2 years, no late payments, no collections, no charge offs, right? No foreclosures, no repossessions, right? No bankruptcy within the last 2 years, and you don't have more than 5 inquiries in the last 2 years, right? So then the best time to get the approval odds that's in your favor, being that you have good credit, would be September and February, like September and February. So I think that's all I wanted to come before you all real quick to answer that question. I am doing some credit analysis. If you want to get your credit analysis done to work with me to give you consulting of what you need to do to get those, how to dispute those negative derogatories on your credit report, go to my website, fix my credit and cash.com if I can find it. Okay, that's it. Fix my credit and cash.com. A small investment of $125. Small investment for you to get your credit consultation, for me to analyze your credit report, and then inform you what needs to be done, exactly how it needs to be done, how your personal information affidavit needs to be uh, completed. I give you examples of that after the credit consultation and get started from there. Cortez says you're working with me. Yeah, but you said something about you paying down your credit cards, Cortez. So I didn't know what you was meaning by that. Also, just know that there are delays with USPS postal services nationwide. So your letters will arrive later from the credit agencies, or your affidavits, especially if you're working for me, right, will arrive later. So your 30-day no response from the credit agencies probably more than likely will be delayed just because whenever they receive your certified mail for your disputes, right, it's going to be a delay in the mailing. Your best thing, especially if you're working with me, is to use those phone numbers that I gave you in reference to you. Call the credit agencies. You have to call, not me, because number one, it's your credit, right? You should be calling, conducting business um, if you want your credit results expedited. Number two, if you're working with me, I've given you instructions, made short videos, how to check your disputes online, right? Everything is moving in towards the online world. And number three, right, have your identification questions, be able to answer those. You have to identify yourself when you call the credit agencies. I cannot call for you. They're going to ask you personal identified information that only you would know and only you can verify. So call them. Right. I do not work for Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. If you have not heard anything, call them, follow up. That my dispute was mailed on such and such a date. I went online at USPS.com and saw that it was delivered on this day, right? They have 30 calendar days, not business days. That means it includes the weekend by law. However, those 30 days, right, do not start until you officially receive your affidavits. So when you check on USPS, you, not me, you, right? This is credit. This is not, I don't do credit repair business, right? I'm not Lexington Law. That we work together, right? Um, and you have to do the part after I supply you with the information, you have to do the follow up. So you log onto USPS, check the tracking, seeing when and if it was delivered, mark your 30 calendar days, right? I would contact them beforehand, probably. If I saw it was delivered, I would contact them 3 to 5 business days after it was delivered. That will help expedite your process as well, right? If they know that they have someone calling and concerning their credit and following up, They'll pull up your files. They'll make a record of that, and that'll help them pull your record, expedite your credit repair. But if you sit back and you don't call and you say I'm waiting and you don't initiate anything, it's going to take longer, right? Uh, you haven't received your letter yet, you need to call Cortez, or you need to go on USPS.com and see what day it was delivered. If it's been delivered, then after you put in the numbers on your certified mail will be on the side to enter in for tracking if they received it. The three numbers that was listed in the email, you need to call and check for yourself. Kenneth says, ready for my consultation. Kenneth, go to fixmycreditandcash.com, go to credit help, and it has all the instructions for your consultation. Once you go to, but I tell you, right? It's a 125 investment one time. After that, you have to email me back. It's not done. You have to create a premium membership with Smart Credit to pull your credit report from all three agencies. And I do not do the analysis with a Credit Karma credit report. That's not even a FICO score, right? That's a Vantage score. Pull your credit FICO score from the Smart Credit. So you have to sign up and enroll with membership with them and email me back your login information. And that's it. Invest the 125, the payment. Then go to Smart Credit, get the premium membership, and then email me back. My email address is under the credit help on my website, ld@fixmycredit.com. Your login information, and it's 5 business days for the credit consultation. Allow 5 business days. That's it. And you wouldn't believe how many people pay for the consultation or invest in the consultation, and they don't email me back their login information. How do I supposed to be able to run the analysis if you can't even obtain the copy of all your 3 credit reports from the source that I asked you to do it from, right? So, yeah, do not close accounts. Pay your bills on time, right? Um, Only pay off collection. These are the credit secrets. If they agree, only if they agree to remove the negative reporting, and they should agree in writing. Do not take anyone's word over the phone, okay? If you call the debt collector, yeah, we'll remove the negative. No, you have to get that in writing. Ask them to send it to you in writing. After they send it to you in writing, you send the payment or render payment, right? Uh, Pay your credit card. If you leave a $1 balance on your credit card, it will give you the highest credit score points in credit reporting. And other than that, use your credit to create cash flow. Also, I'm making an announcement. No, I do not sell FICO.com. I only work with Smart Credit. I only work with Smart Credit because it's compatible with the software that I use to do the analysis. So I don't do that. FICO.com. Yeah. Um, and what else gonna say? Oh, I'm creating a Queen of Crypto report, just like I have the Queen of Silver credit report, right? So you all can understand about cryptocurrencies, understand about Bitcoin, understand that this is the year of the Great Reset. You need, or I highly advise, even though I don't give financial advice. So I'll say it this way: I highly suggest, right, that you get some crypto in your life. The dollar is devaluating. The dollar will more than likely not even be the U.S. reserve currency anymore. We're going to a new currency reset. You need to have knowledge of cryptocurrency, right? Cryptocurrency. So the Queen of Crypto credit report, I'm working on that as we speak. So I'm going to have 3 reports ready for you. I already have the Queen of Silver, the Silver Stacking report. It's going to be Queen of Coins. I'm going to add some gold. So people have to know what type of silver and gold to invest in. Silver and gold is always used to reset the currency system, right? Always used to reset the currency system because silver and gold, constitutional and legally, is money. So you need, or I highly advise you or suggest you get some coins and crypto in your life. I'm going to have some gold. You need to know the difference between coins, rounds, and bullions, right? You need to know the difference between 0.99 uh, fine silver and then 0.9999 to four nines, 9999 silver. You need to know what type of silver is going to be highly sought after for industrial use, right? Because silver is going to be more high in demand because it's both industrial and monetary metal. So when the RFID chips, the batteries, especially the electronic vehicles, Tesla batteries, refrigerators, all of that use silver, right? So you need to know what silver invest in and what silver is going to be sought out. The same thing with gold, right? And the same thing with your crypto. You need to know, at least have an education, right? I give education of what the functions are, what altcoins are, what blockchain technology is. Um, Most people have heard of Bitcoin, and that's it. But there's other investments that can give you a higher rate of return with Bitcoin. You need to know what platforms that you can um, buy crypto in with credit cards, right? That's why I say use your credit cards to get assets and not liabilities, right? You need to know what platforms are user friendly, what platforms are exchanges, what platforms allow you to have a wallet backup to secure your crypto, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be the Queen of Coins Silver Stacking Report. So it's going to be stack silver, get gold, buy Bitcoin, right? Stack silver, get gold, buy Bitcoin. All right, Maya, you said you have Bitcoin, you would like to buy silver. So go on my website, fixmycreditandcash.com, and get that silver stacking report. You want to buy silver and you want to know the difference between silver rounds and bars, right? Also, if you are someone who already purchased the silver stacking report, if you want to know about bars, right, what bars to invest in, send me an email along with your Cash App. I'm asking you to do two things: an email and your Cash App. If you purchased the silver stacking report in the past, I did not have the bars included, but I did update it that it won't be any additional fees. I do have an update on that, but I will have to check your Cash App to see if you've already invested in it. And when I pull up your Cash App and saw you submit a payment, then I'll email you back the new Silver Stack report. So do those two things, right? Um, Aries, I am debt free. I owe no credit cards, no student loans, just my household bills. What advice can you give me for my next move? That's a great question. Congratulations on being debt free. But what people don't understand as well that debt freedom does not always equal financial freedom, right? Debt freedom does not always equivalent or equals financial freedom. And to be honest with you, the more power that your credit have, the more power your cash flow have, right? Let me say that again. The more power that your credit has, the more power that your cash flow has, because now you can increase your purchasing power. So, being debt free, I'm not sure of the status of your credit score. However, if you have enough cash flow, honestly, you don't need a high credit score. You can leverage your cash flow to get more debt or credit or the bank's money to invest. So have you a good cash flow strategy coming in. Make sure your income is high enough that if you go to the banks with no credit score because you don't have any credit cards or student loan debt, that they can look at your bank accounts, your deposits, and approve you just based off of your income and amount of cash flow or deposit that you have going in into your banking institution. So if you don't have the credit score, you're going to need the cash flow. It's always an advantage. Get you a financial education as well. Know what you want to invest in, right? Because now you have to use your cash to invest and not the bank's money. And let me tell you the difference of that. When you use your cash to invest, right, cash has lost just in 2020 7% of this purchasing power, right? Cash has lost just in 2020 7% of its purchasing power. Since 1971, when it was removed from the gold standard, it has lost 98% of the purchasing power, right? So I'm saying it to say this: you use your cash to invest, it's going to take 10 times longer than using the bank's money because you get taxed off the labor you took to get that cash, and then you get the second tax, which is the increased pricing of your everyday goods or services. Because again, banks loses the purchasing power through inflation. So when you use your cash to invest and not the bank's cash, you're taxed. But when you use the bank's money or you use debt to invest, you're not taxed. Debt is not taxed. So use your money to invest, power up your income. And if you don't have a high credit score, you're definitely going to have the cash flow to get the bank's money. And now you want to put that money into revenues, into assets that's going to make you more money. You want to have cash flow since you don't have any debt that comes from your labor and your non labor. You want to have two types of cash flow, right? From your labor and your leverage. You just don't want to have labor income, right? Because that means you always have to do the work each and every time in order to get compensated or in order to produce income, and you're in the highest tax bracket. People that make leverage income is taxed less. And what most people don't understand is that taxes is your biggest stealer of your wealth and or your paycheck, and that's why people live paycheck to paycheck. So get your income up, get your financial education up, find out what assets that you would like to invest in. It might be real estate, it might be gold or silver, it might be coins, it might be cryptocurrency, right? I don't know. It might be stocks. Find out what your niche. It might be creating your own business, right? Or it might be working from home with another business, right? But get more income so you can get financial freedom. But just know it's going to be longer if you use your income or your cash and not the banks. That process is going to be longer because it's going to be taxed higher. Let's see. Okay, so you have, and just know sometimes when you have a high credit score, does not automatically means you get approved, especially under the FICO 10, right? Does not automatically mean that you'll get approved for the bank's money. You have to have the proof of income as well to go along with it. But congratulations on being debt free with a high credit score, right? Gwen, you've been trying to figure out what bars to buy. Gwen, I think you already purchased a silver stacking report, if I'm not mistaken. So email me your cash app and so I can check that to make sure. And I'll update you. I'll send you that updated silver stacking report so you'll know what bars to buy. Because I don't know if you want 10-ounce bars, 100-ounce bars, or etc. Right? Or 1,000. And then another thing you all need to know about the silver stacking report that some of these coins you purchase, they don't have to report to the IRS, which means you more than likely don't have to pay taxes on the silver, on the capital gains, right? As long as that when you resell it, that you're reselling under 1,000 ounces back to the dealer at a time, right? So yeah, I did put 2 silver ounce bars on there for that was 1,000 ounces, right? Um, I have some 100-ounce bars and 10-ounce bars. Did I put 10 ounce? I think I did. 10-ounce bars. So you have three selection of bars to choose from. Which ones are IRA approved? I'm sorry, IRA approved, so that when you sell it back, you won't get taxed on the capital gains. You need to know what bars they are, what name brand that's highly get you more appreciation value. Because did you all know that silver is expected to go, and it's currently about $30 an ounce, right? The spot price. Silver is expected within the next 2 or 3 years to go from $100 all the way up to $100,000 an ounce in the next 2 to 3 years. So of course the $100 will come first, but silver within the next 2 to 3 years is going to be between that price range. $100 an ounce, right? That's 70% right now if you get it in at 30, all the way to $100,000 uh, in the next upcoming years. So yeah. Okay, Gan, you do. So send me a email, and I'll email it to you so you'll know about those bars. And I think Gwen, I also added one more mining stock, right? Some people might want to get in the stocks of the mining. I added one more mining stock uh, that you can purchase as well. That I don't think I had in the other report. So I just finished that today. Dante, teach my homies in the street with your knowledge, you clutch. Thank you, Dante. I appreciate that. Um, I don't know. Tell your homies in the street to log in, to subscribe to my YouTube, right? Tell them to subscribe to my YouTube, and let's get them up. Because I'm pretty sure they want to come up on that crypto uh, and everything, or the the coins of the gold and silver. All right, that's it. I'm gonna work on this Queen of Coins report right now. I mean Queen of Crypto report. And I'm sorry, I keep messing with my hair. You all know I'm used to my braids, so you're just gonna have to deal with that during my live streams. I'm not really used to wearing my natural hair, and it keeps getting out of place for me. Yes, congratulations on your 797 credit score. And I probably go live tonight about crypto. If you all are in the um, Ethereum, right? Ethereum hit $1,000 yesterday. Ethereum, Bitcoin is gold. Ethereum is silver, right? So you need to get your physical Queen of Coins report for the physical gold and silver, and the Queen of Crypto report, which I'm going to work on now, right after I log off. Now I'll go in. You already purchased it. I just upgraded it. So you've already supported the channel and your my Patreon. I do appreciate that. But just send me your email and I'll email it to you. And hey, next time I log on, just give me reviews and say, hey man, yeah, Queen, I really did like that updated Queen of Silver report. Because I'm always aiming to be the best, right? In everything you do. So these are some things you all need to make sure that you're getting the silver and gold that's IRA approved, right? And you do not have to complete a 1099B form from the IRS because you don't want to be taxed on your capital gains, people, or your paycheck. You don't want to pay the highest taxes. That's how people stay living paycheck to paycheck, or they don't get a financial freedom because they don't know how to legally pay less in taxes. Again, your biggest uh, expense is your taxes. Most people think it's the mortgages. Most people think the house. No, it's the taxes that you pay through your labor. The IRS take a big chunk of your taxes out of every paycheck. Look at your check stub. Look at federal taxes, right? So you need, and there are ways to legally go through that loophole. That's why President Trump can pay 750 and be a multimillionaire legally, right? I know a lot of you all, or Jeff Bezos, Amazon got a tax refund in millions. Kanye West can do those things legally. So you need to know what silver and gold will be um, exempt from completing a 1099B form, right? I know I said earlier in the video when it comes to charge off, that's a 1099C form. These are our IRS codes to get more on the money you make. You need to know about that, even with your credit cards. And if you all are logging in late or at the end of these videos, I did discuss the credit secrets and the best options, right? If you cannot pay your credit card debt out of bankruptcy, allowing it to be sold to a debt collector, or allowing it to go on a charge out status. I talked about Those three options and why allowing it to go to charge off status, in my opinion, is your best option. So that's it. Um, Again, the power of your credit determines the power of your cash flow. And I probably go live again tonight. I'm trying to eat better. You see, I got my green smoothie. Green smoothie. I'm trying to do better in 2021. So I just want to drop this credit video because I am doing credit analysis and doing my Queen of Crypto report at the same time. So hey, see you all later tonight. Have a great day. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, right? Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you're on YouTube. And if you feel like you got to hit the thumbs down, why are you even watching? Why are you even on my channel? I always get one or two people. I'm like, just go find somewhere else to troll. If this wasn't good, you keep watching my videos. Don't watch them. Then you don't have to get the thumbs down, right? So go back and watch this beginning. I dropped some credit secrets you need to know. And let me get ready for this Queen of Crypto report. And do finish doing my credit analysis. I'm sorry, Jesus. Don't know why. Bye, you all. But Zeus, make sure you hit that notification bell by your subscribe button because I probably will go live tonight when we talk about this Queen of Crypto report. So, or maybe some more credit, depends on what I feel like talking about. So make sure you hit that bell next to the subscribe button. All right, you all have a great evening. Till I see you later on.